Health is something most of us take for granted. You wake up sick, you take a pill, you get a fever, you buy medicine. You feel pain, you visit a doctor, repeat. But for people experiencing homelessness, staying healthy without medicine is a daily battle that requires knowledge, creativity, and sometimes sheer desperation. Marcus, a veteran who lived on the streets of Phoenix for 2 years, once told me while rubbing his cracked hands on a cold winter morning, "People don't realize how fast sickness kills you out here. Not because help doesn't exist, but because you can't access it and you can't afford it." He wasn't exaggerating. Studies show that preventable illnesses spread faster among homeless populations, especially during extreme heat and freezing nights, with thousands of deaths every year linked to untreated infections, dehydration, exposure, and chronic conditions. That's thousands of people who died not because their illness was unbeatable, but because they had no medicine to fight it. I spent months following homeless individuals around different cities, mapping out how they stay healthy and learning their survival strategies. What I discovered was an entire invisible system of street health, a network of routines, habits, and survival rules that keeps people alive. These folks have turned staying healthy into both an art and a science, knowing exactly what to avoid, what to eat, how to prevent infection, and how to treat pain without access to doctors. Trust me, after seeing how hard some people work just to stay healthy, I'll never take medicine for granted again. Because the resourcefulness isn't just about avoiding sickness. It's about maintaining life itself when society has made even the most basic healthcare hard to access. Let's start with the most obvious and yet surprisingly complicated part of survival health. Because staying healthy begins with something simple, but not easy: avoiding getting sick in the first place. For homeless people, prevention is everything. Because once you get sick, you can't rest properly. You can't recover properly, and there's no safe place to heal. The first rule they live by is simple: don't let your body lose heat. Cold is not just uncomfortable, it's dangerous. Park benches, sidewalks, and empty shelters don't just feel cold. They pull heat out of your body slowly, hour by hour, until you're weak, shaky, and vulnerable. Jennifer, who'd been homeless for 3 years, explained it perfectly. People think you die from freezing temperatures. But out here, you die from being worn down. One cold night turns into a cough. That cough turns into pneumonia. Then it's over. The timing matters too. Night is when the streets become a health trap. Early morning is when most people try to reset their body, warm up, stretch, drink something hot, and move before the cold locks into their bones. "I move before sunrise," Marcus shared. Once the cold gets inside you, it takes all day to shake it off. Street hygiene is the next survival secret, and this part shocks most people. Because homeless people don't stay healthy by being dirty. They stay healthy by learning what kind of dirt kills you and what kind you can survive. There's an unspoken code: don't touch open wounds with dirty hands, don't shear razors, don't shear needles, don't sleep in wet clothes, don't ignore infections. "We police ourselves," one woman explained. If someone's being careless, other homeless folks will tell them, because one infection can spread fast. We can't afford it. Even small cuts become life-threatening out there. A tiny blister, a cracked heel, a scratched knee. In a normal home, you clean it, bandage it, forget it. On the street, that same cut can turn into a serious infection. Public buildings become health stations. Libraries are health goldmines, not because they have medicine, but because they have something almost as powerful: clean bathrooms. Air conditioning, heat, and safety. "The main branch downtown saved me," Rachel explained. "I'd go there when I felt weak, sit quietly, cool down, drink water, rest my body without being attacked." Government buildings, courthouses, city halls, DMV offices also have bathrooms and public spaces where you can clean up and recover for a few minutes. "The courthouse downtown is great," Marcus said. "They can't legally deny access. I go in, wash my hands, cool down, breathe, and leave." For most of us, that sounds small. For them, that's survival medicine. Food becomes their medicine. Not in the way people imagine. They're not eating healthy meals. They're learning how to eat to avoid getting sick. Because bad food doesn't just make you hungry later. It makes you weak. It gives you stomach pain. It gives you diarrhea. It destroys your body's ability to fight illness. Tom, a former college professor now living rough, told me, the street teaches you quickly. You don't eat what tastes good. You eat what keeps you alive. Some avoid dairy because it upsets their stomach. Some avoid old leftovers because food poisoning can kill you. Some eat small portions throughout the day to keep energy stable. Because when your body crashes, you can't protect yourself. Sleep is the hardest medicine to replace, and it's the one they almost never get. Homeless people don't just struggle with hunger. They struggle with recovery because the body heals during sleep. But the street doesn't allow deep sleep, noise, cold, fear, theft, violence. I never slept fully, Jennifer admitted. You close your eyes but your brain stays awake. You're always listening. That constant stress destroys the immune system. It makes wounds heal slower, it makes sickness hit harder. And it makes mental health worse. Natural survival tricks replace medicine. Some homeless people use simple methods that sound old school but work. Warm water for pain relief, hot drinks to open, breathing steam from public bathrooms, cloth wraps for swelling, resting in shade to avoid heat stroke. I learned to treat myself, Marcus said. Because nobody else was coming. But the truth is, these are not life hacks. These are emergency strategies. Because the street doesn't give you time to be sick. The health map exists in their memory. Just like water sources, health resources are shared like currency. Where to get free bandages, which clinics won't judge, which shelters have nurses, which places give out soap. We share updates in real time, Rachel said. Someone finds a clinic that helps, word spreads fast. Someone gets turned away, everyone avoids that place. Seasonal changes matter too. Winter brings colds and infections, summer brings dehydration and heat stroke. And the homeless community adjusts their survival rules constantly, but when health collapses, desperation takes over, trespassing happens. Not for money, for survival, sneaking into buildings just to warm up, using public bathrooms just to clean wounds, sleeping in places they shouldn't because their body can't handle another cold night. Stealing isn't common for many, but medicine? That's where the line becomes blurry. I've stolen medicine exactly once, Tom said quietly. Not because I wanted to, because I couldn't breathe. And I had zero money. I'm not proud, but I'm alive. Emergency rooms become the last option. For fluids, antibiotics, temporary treatment. Then they get released back into the same conditions that made them sick. It's a stupid system, one man told me. Treat the symptom, ignore the cause. The psychological toll is its own sickness. The stress of staying healthy without medicine breaks people slowly. The fear of getting sick, the humiliation of asking for help, the exhaustion of fighting every day. It wears on you, Jennifer said, voice heavy. Worrying about your body every day. It makes you feel less than human, but despite everything, homeless people keep going, they keep surviving. They keep finding ways to stay healthy when the system gives them nothing. And that's the truth most people never see. The invisible infrastructure of street health exists everywhere. Not in hospitals, not in pharmacies, but in routines, knowledge, and survival discipline. As Marcus told me one afternoon, pulling his hoodie tighter and checking his hands for cracks. Every day I stay healthy without medicine is a day I've beaten a system designed to let people like me fall apart. It shouldn't be this hard, but until something changes, we'll keep doing what we do.